I mean, where do you think the turnaround happened? Do you think it was on Fenton?
Well, yeah, he started off with 18 points in the first quarter. And that surpassed his total for the game already. So he started off extremely quick, and they just haven't had an opportunity to kind of get back into the ball game. Again, they're playing big down low. In the end of the second quarter, they were playing for terrific defense. All of a sudden, that got away from them.
But a takeaway and a steal for the Comets. Amari Bryant. Bryant back to Barber. Barber goes to Harmon. Harmon for three consecutive field goals for the 5'11 shooting guard junior of David Harmon. He's at least got 9 points on his tally for this
Keep
game.
Shooting it. Give it to the hot hand.
Under pressure, number 20, Trexler. Tell them about lost and take away. Emmanuel Johnston gets it to Amari Bryant. Now back to Barber. Barber fights in and out. Backcourt violation, and the Green Hope will get it back.
Wow. That was very handsy, and the referee called a backcourt violation, but that could have been easily a defensive foul versus the Falcons. 4:17. There's, nice little block by number 14, Emmanuel Johnson, by coming off the bench. He's playing terrific so far. Last two defensive stops.
That's right.
For the Comets have come in the hands of Emmanuel Johnson.
61-35, fourth period. End of regulation here. And there's a whistle and a foul.
Oh, it's going to be against number 11.
Number 11. That's P.J. Fenton. That's, I believe, his third or fourth.
I'm sorry, number 10. I'm sorry.
Number 10, Teddy Rossman.
Be an offensive foul for him.
So this will put the ball back in bounds for the Comets. Colton Scott gets it off to Elijah Barber. Back to Scott again. Scott shoots for three. No one there. Rossman on the rebound. Right in front of us. Far end of the court now. They go. Green Hope shooting. Bouncing. Basket. Rim. Rebound. Good. Takeaway. Comets. Will they get it back? They will.
They do. Again, make it respectable. Take something from this game. Again, you have the hot hand in Harmon. Let the man shoot. Instead of trying to beat him down low, give it to the hot hand. Give it to the guy on the three-point line.
Yes.
And see what he can do.
Amari Bryant. And there's a whistle and a foul. Foul on number 4 of Justin Grant. He's also another one of those heavy point hitters for the Green Hope Falcons that you were mentioning in the High Q Energy Drink pregame show.
That's exactly right. He is very not doing too much here, not only in the second quarter, but all game long.
Kind of a quiet night, so to speak.
That's right. He only has 3 points.
3:40 left to go in regulation. The court is quiet. The Seatown faithful are dismal, as again they are down by almost 24 points. It is a 24-point game. The Green Hope Falcons out in front 61-35. And, you know, Trace and I, this is just kind of the games that radio broadcasters or TV broadcasters do not like to try to call.
You're exactly right. And
because the fun's out of the game.
Well, yes.
Unless it's your team that's dominating, winning. Okay. But, again, you still want to see competitiveness on the court.
Well, you want, even though it's a 24-point ball game, you want to see them, talking about the Comets, you want to see them take something away from this ball game. You might be losing the game, and you're going to lose this game to move on into the loser bracket, but you still have an opportunity to take
I hate that word.
Away.
I just hate that word, loser bracket. I don't know why they can't call it consultation or the green ribbon bracket or something.
I think we named it at the beginning of it, but I think that's exactly what it is.
What, the consultation bracket? Well, I'll check the book here. As, again, Parker Tate hands it back off to Harmon. Back to Tate again.
3:06 here in the final quarter of the South Granville Invitational. And Justin Bell tries to get inside. He does. He puts it up, and it's going to be a travel.
It is. My apologies. It's not the losers bracket. It's the consolation bracket.
Same thing.
I was thinking it.
Still the same thing.
Oh, man, I smothered your popcorn.
Sorry, don't touch
Scattered, smothered, and covered your popcorn. Open up a Waffle House in Creedmoor.
There you go.
Up, they fight for the ball.
Here we go.
Back. Parker Tate. He lost the ball. But I think Clayton is going to get it back because Green Hope was the last to touch it. So it's going to be number 23, Xavier Bailey, to bring it back in play.
.236 here in the final quarter of the South Granville Invitational. And Harmon wants the three, puts it
Harmon
up.
for
no
three
good.
in his first missed three. He went for 3 consecutive three-point shots, missed this one. As we're down to the final 2 minutes left to go. In regulation, it's 35 for the Comets, 61 for the Green Hope Falcons. The Falcons will go on and transfer to take on Chapel Hill in the winter game tomorrow night. And then at 2 p.m., it will be the, of course, consolation game between Granville Central and the Clayton Comets is what it's shaping up to be. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe we can be able to cover this game for you, so we will have to cover the game for the winning Comets, the Lady Comets, as they will host again at Cleveland the Nash Central Bulldogs in the semifinals. They're in the championship tournament for the Lady 5th Annual John Jacobs Christmas Classic. Trace Snyde, semifinal action tomorrow.
It's gonna be a fun. I mean, again, they've played extremely well all season long. They had a tough matchup against Carneth Horton for the third time, like we mentioned a few times.
That's right.
Here in this broadcast tonight, but beating somebody 3 times and then moving forward by them almost kind of hitting you in the mouth quick and often, and they pulled out the win. So that I think that's moving forward. They have a good opportunity to win that bracket.
Kind of like smash mouth football, so to speak, except on the court. As number 5 puts it back into play. That's Tunstall handing it to Grant, back to Bask. And we're coming up on the final minute of regulation. Losing the ball was number 1 of Devin Knowles. Knowles will get it back. And Green Hope losing the ball again. Good recovery by Tyler Trexler as the ball goes out of bounds.
Again, Manuel Johnson, number 14, with the block. Again, he's been terrific here in the second half. Although they're playing against the second stringers for Green Hope, he's still playing extremely well.
And under 1 minute in regulation left to go. Comets are down by 29. 64-35. The damage is done, but Green Hope is still mounting on that momentum.
And it's going to be a miss by number 22 that is Hawkins, number 22 for the Falcons. He turns it over. So the Comets will take control. 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And number 11 in Amari Bryant gets the ball. He gives it over to number 22 in Parker Tate. Puts it up, and it's going to be good.
And it's a dismal shot. Amari Bryant at least getting 2 points out of the deal. Coming to the final 30 seconds of regulation. Trying to salvage some type of pride here for the Clayton Hopeful. A first dismal loss of the season because they lost pretty closer to their other losses. But this one is truly a smash, barn burner, whitewasher, whatever type of game you want to quote in the terminology, Trace Knight, of getting your butt kicked. It has happened to the Comets here over the Falcons in round 1 of the 9th annual South Granville Holiday Basketball Invitational.
That's right. Harmon puts it up for another 3. And
Harmon for another 3-point shot off the rim. No good. Rebound goes back to Emmanuel Johnston. Johnston and Bryant. Bryant shoots. And there is the horn. The damage is done. The game is over. Trace Snyde, my goodness, buddy.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a very long post-game show because we got to wrap it up, hit the road. We actually have to get back on the officials' bus for the Comets and travel back to Clayton. But, Trey, what do you think, bud? Just such a heartbreaking loss for Clayton tonight.
Yeah, again, they came in with, a lot of momentum. Again, they're 4-3 on the season. But in those two losses against Garner, they came in expecting to win this ball game tonight, and fortunately, they couldn't get it going early, and they had a hard time getting back and moving forward. They couldn't stop PJ Fitton. They stopped him completely in the second half. They shut him down in the second half. But the first half, he got a little momentum. He was able to put up some points early and often, and again, the Comets had a hard time kind of taking that away in the first half, and they could never quite catch up.
And as it ends, you now have the Comets at 50%, 4-4, 4 wins, 4 losses as well as the Green Hope Falcons, as they're going to take on Chapel Hill in the semifinal round tomorrow night. And, of course, they now go to 5-5 on the season. So 4-4 for the Comets, 5-5 for the Green Hope Falcons. And, again, now Coach Jenny Medlin and the Comets will make the trip home back to Clayton. They'll probably talk on the bus. They'll probably assess things. They're probably going to talk in the locker room now. They're out of the championship run for that $1,000 in the big trophy, but now they go in the consolation round. Would it be something to see Clayton? Would you say Clayton could be a third-place team?
Well, absolutely. They're good. They played good tonight, but again, they just got manhandled a few different times in the first half, and they never quite could get it going. But they still can. They can beat Granville Central. I've been able to watch them all season long. They can beat them. They can beat Ravencroft. So now you have to beat those two, and you're in the championship round. You win. If you beat Granville Central, you have to play against the Ravenscroft or Middle Creek.
Right.
You can beat those teams. You're a better team than what we saw tonight, but you played good. But what
do you think
mistakes.
The excuse is? Too many days off? No practice? Christmas break? I mean, what was it?
I don't think there is an excuse. I think the only excuse you can say is they came out sluggish, and they came out where they had a hard time moving forward after being, like you mentioned, hit in the mouth in the first half, and they couldn't get their feet moving.
Right.
And I say that the best way possible that I can, because I mean, you lost by 30 points. I mean, you can't take a lot of good out of this game. But what you can do, Harmon shot the ball in the second half much better than he did in the second half. Crumpler played much better defense in the second half, took away P.J. Fenton. And then, Walden, he only finished with 9 points tonight. He on the year, he averages close to 20 points a game. So he only has 9 points here in the whole ball game tonight.
Well, unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap it up here at South Granville High School now. We will not cover the consolation game tomorrow because we will have other broadcast obligations. We will be at Cleveland, or at least I will, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Marlon Lee and the Lady Comets are in the semifinals. They will take on the Nash Central Bulldogs in the semifinal round of the 5th annual John Jacobs Christmas Classic presented by Bojangles. We'll have coverage for you of that game. Yours truly, not my son Nathan might jump on the mic a time or two on CRN tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. Now, if they advance, Clayton will play Chapel Hill, Granville Central, or Central Granville, right?
Comets will be playing Granville Central tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Right.
It's Ravencroft versus Middle Creek.
Okay.
And then if Clayton gets past Granville Central, then they have to play the winner of Ravencroft or Middle Creek.
There you go. And that'll decide who will get the third place spot, so to speak. So, again, as it's all said and done, a disappointing heartbreaker here in neutral territories in, I guess it's not, what is it, Vance County in Granville, and Granville County, North Carolina, in Creedmoor, the home of the Vikings. When it's all said and done at the 9th annual South Granville Holiday Invitational, they go down big time. Comets 37, and of course the Green Hope Falcons 64. For Trace Nunn, I'm Wesley Outlet. Thank you for joining for our broadcast coverage on CRN, the Community Radio Network. Our next broadcast again will be coverage of the Lady Comets and the semifinals. John Jacobs Christmas Classic presented by Bojangles tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, again from Cleveland High School. You've been tuned in to the voice of the Clayton Comets, CRN, the Community Radio Network. Good night and God bless from Creedmoor, North Carolina, and Happy New Year to you.